Welcome along to Somerset Park and our venue for our first game back on BT Sport this season, and also the first game in the Betfred Cup group stage as well. It was an Ayrshire derby, Ayr United against Kilmarnock. The honest men looking to win in this fixture for the first time since 2001. Your commentators were Chris Sutton, Stephen Craigan and Rory Hamilton.
Well, thank you very much, Darryl. It's time for Ayrshire and Somerset Park to take centre stage for the opening of the domestic season here in Scotland, and what a game to get us off and running. It's an honest and honourable derby, one that has been all too infrequent of recent years, but in a way that makes it all the more special. The rivalry between Ayr United and Kilmarnock dates back over a century and never fails to provide plenty of passion and drama. Well, Ian McCall is working with a full-time squad, but as a result lost his goalkeeper Greg Fleming to Peterhead, so Jordan Hart comes in for just his second start for the club. Andy Geoghegan and Chris Higgins come into the back four after just having joined the club, and Michael Moore makes his return to Somerset Park to partner Craig Moore in attack. Well, Lee McCulloch has also been a busy man in the market. Former Alloa left-back Callum Waters goes straight into the defence, where he is joined by the familiar Stephen O'Donnell and Kirk Broadfoot. Alan Power brings further experience to the midfield. Well, Chris, talk us through the tactics.
Well, we think Ayr will be a 4-4-2 or a 4-4-1-1. Moffat will play just off Moore up front. He'll stretch that back line. The surprise, Andy Geoghegan at right back. Not a familiar position for him. Key battle against Jones.
And these Kilmarnock players will want to give their travelling fans a really good night here down at Somerset Park. Of course, Chris Boyd will always lead the line, but I think there's an acceptance that Frizzell will have to get more goals and Jones has to get more goals. McKenzie has to get involved more. So a big night for Lee McCulloch and this Kilmarnock side.
Well, the managerial life has always been an adventure for Ian McCall. It now all starts for Lee McCulloch, making his full-time managerial debut here at the home of Kilmarnock's greatest rivals. The night that will see a new chapter written in this great old rivalry. An important, Chris, for both sides to settle early. The 6,000 inside Somerset Park, which is a lot more than they'll be used to.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge game, isn't it, for both sides. Kilmarnock sloppy when they last season in the Betfred Cup, knocked out in the early stages. For Ayr, it's about responding. A disappointing season, relegated, setting the stall out and really putting Kilmarnock under pressure.
Yeah, Stephen, that was certainly something that's been talked about for Kilmarnock in the build-up, that they almost treated the Betfred Cup as their pre-season last season, and after the training camp in La Manga and the game against Livingston, they're certainly determined to get into this competitive start.
Yeah, and you would think, you know, a local derby would soon get rid of all the thoughts of taking it easy and just coasting through the Betfred Cup. It'll be competitive, it'll be exciting, the pitch is slick, which means things will just speed up a little bit more, so really all set for a cracking match.
Robbie Crawford just knocking the ball out of play there. He's just signed a new one-year contract. Had been interest from Premiership clubs in the midfielder. Knocked away by Scott Boyd, who shuffles back into the back four. Plenty of experience there. That's something certainly that Lee McCulloch has looked to add, because there is a very good young heart to this Kilmarnock side, which was certainly displayed at the Toulon tournament over the summer. A strong challenge coming in from Andy Geoghegan. Well, Chris, you wondered whether he'd slot in at right back. That was some start.
Yeah, it's a key battle, isn't it? Andy Geoghegan, they've gone for experience. Ian McCall has down that right-hand side. Jones will offer that pace.
Swung in by Waters and headed away. So Kilmarnock will look to attack this left-hand side. And, well, Jordan Jones, certainly from what we saw of him towards the end of last season, the man who arrived from Middlesbrough, he can be a real threat.
Well, he's such an entertainer, Rory. You know, he just wants to take people on. He's got pace. You can see when the play's on the other side, he detaches himself, stands right in this touchline. He wants as much space as possible because he fancies himself to take the right back Andy Geoghegan on.
This is Kirk Broadfoot back in Scottish football after a few years down at Blackpool and then Rotherham after his time with St Mirren and Rangers. Scotland cap as well. Knocked back from McDade and then forward by Geoghegan, and Scott Boyd just under a touch of pressure from Craig Moore, who's been on loan here for the last 2 seasons, made his move permanent, and Stephen, a player you'll know well.
Yeah, he's just a young player who needs to play games, Rory. Just needs to get down and get himself 30, 40 games on a consistent basis.
Sliding the ball into the middle of Kilmarnock defence, doing their job and clearing, and the ball will skid off the surface and make its way all the way to Jordan Hart, who is making his 50th senior appearance, but 47 of them have been with Annan Athletic. He's 21 years of age. Big game to be thrown into. There's Waters. Boyd to search out his namesake, Chris Boyd. And it's knocked on nicely to Adam Frizzell. O'Donnell searching out the run of McKenzie, and he finds him. Rory McKenzie looking to turn, and the ball in. Well taken by Hart.
You can just still see the threat that Chris Boyd had. You know, when under pressure, Kilmarnock can just throw it forward, whether it's a diagonal, whether it's a straight ball up the pitch. Chris will always look to win the flick-ons, which is important, why McKenzie has to get involved and Frizzell has to get involved, as well as Jordan Jones.
It was well won by Adams, but eventually the ball evading him. This is Chris Higgins, former Clyde and Dunfermline player, signed after his release from Queen of the South. It's Hart. Delivers long, and Moffat will be the target for those balls. Now he can pick up the loose one. Michael Moffat on his return to Ayr United. Both he and Andy Geoghegan used to be here.
Yeah, you'd think that Broadfoot and Boyd, they should be able to deal with Moffat. Not the biggest, as in, doesn't really offer real physical presence.
A man who was born in Kilmarnock. 95 senior goals for Ayr United and Dunfermline. Certainly knows where the back of the net is, and here he is peeling off Boyd and just about managing to keep the ball in play. Back it comes to Geoghegan, but he just couldn't quite sort out his feet and knocks it out for a goal kick.
It wasn't the best pass, was it? A poor touch.
The game hasn't really settled, has it? You know, you're looking for someone to put their foot in the ball and just slow the game down, have a little bit of composure, just make 2 or 3 passes amongst the side. But at the minute, it's 1 pass, 2 passes through forward, so lacking a little bit of quality at the minute.
Did derbies ever settle?
Well, they should do. You know, I think that's when your good players stand out, Rory. You know, when everything's so fast and furious that you can just take a touch and just settle things down.
It's the captain, Ross Docherty, just calming things down with the ball out to Geoghegan, and this is Declan McDade. And the touch just made its way to Boyd, and Jamie McDonald gets the ironic cheers for knocking the ball out of play.
Well,
back with the #1 jersey.
Yeah, he did the right thing, took no chances.
Geoghegan, he's seen plenty of the ball early on, and now Docherty. He will be the club captain for this season. Well, Kirk Broadfoot just getting a bit of a late challenge here.
Yeah, Moore just shoving Broadfoot. Broadfoot protesting, clear foul.
Bit of a mismatch in size there.
Sometimes you just have to make your presence felt. If you can't do it when you've got the ball, Sometimes you just got to leave a little bit on just to say, I'm here, I'm about, and we're going to try and cause you problems.
Geoghegan finds McDaid. No way. Past Waters. Well, this is a Group E match. Clyde meet Annan tomorrow. Dumbarton have the weekend off. But Kilmarnock certainly know all about having to get their campaign off and running with a good start. And now here is Jordan Jones. He's got Mackenzie outside him. The pass was too heavy.
Well, speaking to Ian McCall before the game, he said that Ayr will try and play. They won't just launch the ball forward. They'll try and play through that midfield.
And just as they have done there, it's Moffat to McDaid. And now Docherty, and it might open up for the captain. And the first shot on goal, it's easy enough for Jamie McDonald to handle.
No real power. Made a couple of passes in midfield. With his left foot, Docherty may have taken a slight deflection.
Rose looks long. That one will be mopped up all day long by Scott Boyd. Here's Moore though, as Ayr United looking to win the second ball. Paddy Boyle with no way through. Long throw comes in. Adams the target. Mackenzie gets the head clear, and Boyd might look to break now through Jones, eyeing up his man, but McDaid coming back, and Andy Geoghegan with the foul. John Beaton, the referee, comes across to stamp his authority on proceedings.
Yeah, but he has to go in the book, surely, for that challenge. Geoghegan felt he got the ball. He just gets it with his heel, but I think for his reaction, he punched the ball away. He should be booked.
You'd normally think in the rules if, you know, the fact that his reaction after, just petulance of just punching the ball. I think it's frustration because he got himself into a good position. He just slid in. He just didn't make enough contact with the ball. So maybe a little bit of frustration against himself.
And John Beaton just giving him the benefit of the doubt. The man who refereed last season's final between Aberdeen and Celtic. Well, Chris Boyd looks favourite here. Jones with the touch. It is Boyd. And the wall did its job. Still there for Jones though. Crawford wins the challenge.
Yeah, Jones looks to be the threat, doesn't he? Strong challenge.
Great determination from the Ayr players. You know, we saw Geoghegan early on, we see Crawford there. Not one to give an inch, knowing that these supporters know what it means to them to play against their big rivals and beat them. They're certainly transmitting through to the players.
No joy for Boyd, and Frizzell just waiting for the ball to drop. Here's McDaid, he won that. Now Moffat being hounded and fouled. And Alan Power may just get a slight talking to.
John Beaton quite correct. There was a little tug back on Moffat. John Beaton just played the advantage just there.
Moffat did well there to feed his strike partner Moore, who wins the corner, and that gets the home crowd going.
I think it's fair to say that Moore and Moffat have been lively, Chris. You know, they've been getting about, they've been trying to take it in, they've been trying to run in behind, they're trying to be physical. Certainly causing a few problems.
Now McDade will take. Michael Rose is certainly a big target, and there's Adams, and what a save! But it comes, and it was Moore, and it's just the side netting. And Ayr United inches away from the opening.
Well, Kilmarnock have the edge on height. That's a free head. It's a really smart save, isn't it, from McDonald down to his right-hand side. Decent save as it pops out. It's got to hit the target there, Moore.
Rory McKenzie. No foul given against Ross Docherty. It's forward from Broadfoot. No takers though. Well, we're around about 50-50 in terms of the crowd. About 3,000 in the home end down at the Somerset Road. And also at the railway end, which is housing the majority of the 3,000 Kilmarnock supporters. Well, Power won that against Geoghegan. And here goes Jones, taken down by McDade. And that interesting battle continues.
Stephen touched on it earlier. McDade is working ever so hard, trying to double up. Give Geoghegan a hand. The card will come out eventually.
And John Beaton not too keen on the quick free kick. Just wants play to settle here. Frizzell gives the signal to the men in the middle. Broadfoot goes down, appealed for the infringement to go his way, but he is the man in fact penalised.
There's a lot of shoving in there. Boyd tries to get round the back. Both go down. A rugby tackle.
Jamie Adams is the wrong side of him, you know. He has to go through Broadfoot to get to the ball, so just that little tug. You know, sometimes referees don't catch it on, but you see Broadfoot is in the right side of him. For me, Chris, that could be a penalty kick. I generally feel Jamie Adams has made no attempt to play the ball, and it's just hauled Kirk Broadfoot down.
It's Docherty. Forward it goes, and Broadfoot should just be able to see that out for the goal kick.
Broadfoot initially just backs and uses his elbow. You could argue he may be lucky to get away with that, Stephen.
I still think penalty kick. It'll be interesting to see what Michael says at half-time. You know Darrell will sit in the fence, but it'll be interesting to see what Michael says.
More fitting if this game had been a rugby park.
Dun dun.
There's Crawford. McDonald's clearance goes high and hit the roof of the main stand. And 25 minutes played. We're still awaiting the breakthrough in this Ayrshire derby. There were only 3 0-0s in last season's Betfred Cup. 95 games in total, all 3 of them involved Albion Rovers. Here's McDade. Waters couldn't keep it in play. McDade looks to get on with it quickly. Moffat, that McKenzie can steal in, and Jones, as ever, first thought in his mind is to get the head down and run down that byline. Geoghegan. No way past Power.
Ayr just looked brighter, don't they? You know, even that throw-in, Declan McDade picked it up, took it quick, trying to get the thing going a little bit quicker, moving the ball a little bit better. You know, Ian McCall did say to Chris ahead of the game, we will try and play, we will try and pass the ball, and I think he's been true to his word. His team have definitely been slightly better, and he'll be pleased with the start that the side have made.
They might be slightly ahead in terms of their preparation. They have played 3 games in pre-season to Kilmarnock's 1, and there was a late challenge there from Adam Frizzell.
There's not too much in that, really. He does catch him. I think he's just trying to shut down. Ball being kicked forward. Hasn't really got in the game yet, though, Adam Frizzell.
So on all the same for Paddy Boyle. Jamie Adams claiming a push in the back there. The play goes on. And this is Jones facing Docherty. Now venturing infield and gets the help from Power. Ian Wilson, the other man in the middle of the midfield for Kilmarnock. Tall, rangy man on the ball now and just knocking it back to his goalkeeper. Neatly done by Waters. Power to Frizzell. Power again, and here's Wilson. As Kilmarnock just look to get their foot on the ball and enjoy a spell of possession. And now to release Rory McKenzie, the man who scored the winner the last time these teams met 3 years ago. It's Waters searching for Boyd. Wilson tempted into the shot. Power to Waters. Now Jones. Into the penalty area now. Geoghegan timed it perfectly.
Yeah, he stuck to his task well. Geoghegan stayed on his feet, stopped the cross. The first bit of sustained pressure from Kilmarnock, but they made some passes in the middle of the park.
And forward come Scott Boyd and Broadfoot and O'Donnell. Wilson lurking on the edge of the area. Plenty of targets for Adam Frizzell to aim at here. And it's left-footed, and one coming in the back is Alan Power. But he got it all wrong.
As that was off the training ground. Brilliantly worked. Alan Power just coming into the picture now, really late. Sees it all the way. Should do better. Got to hit the target.
I think it's something that Lee McCulloch does very well. You know, they work in the set plays, particularly corner kicks. They always want to come up with something a little bit different, confuse the opposition. That worked ever so well until Alan Power landed on the ball and unfortunately nearly put it out of the stadium. But it just shows they're all working in these things, and they're vital set plays that can win you games.
He was club captain at Lincoln City last season on their magnificent FA Cup run. That's given away though, and here goes Crawford eating up the ground, and it's taken on by Moore, and again it's Jamie McDonald called into action.
Yeah, that was a real chance. Really sloppy pass. I think, does O'Donnell get back and make a challenge? Moore just carries his run on. It's a smart save down to his left. I think Moore should do better.
I think Craig Moore will feel he should have done better, but Jamie McDonald again, the man that's keeping Kilmarnock in the game. But square passes, I hate square passes in football, and it's a huge risk for Alan Power to do that. Almost his side went behind because of it.
Well, Jamie McDonald lost his place to Woodman, who arrived on loan from Newcastle United last season, but certainly proving that he is more than up to it to reclaim that jersey.
Yeah, Moore doesn't get enough purchase on the shot. You've seen plenty of him, Stephen. Is he a natural finisher?
He's quite instinctive, Chris. You know, I wouldn't say he's natural and he senses things, but when opportunities like that normally come along, he would put them away. So he'll be disappointed.
Well, no chances taken by Paddy Boyle, and it will be another Kilmarnock corner.
Just try and hit Chris Boyd and get runners off him.
Well, the ball ricocheting there, could go anywhere. And Frizzell will look to cause similar confusion with this corner kick. It's looping towards Chris Boyd at the back. O'Donnell's header, and it will easily find the arms of Jordan Hart. Higgins and Moffat, but he controlled it with the arm. Spotted by the eagle-eyed John Beaton. William McCall was appointed in 2015. He had been out of the game for almost 4 years. Geoghegan steals in ahead of Jones, who appreciated the diagonal pass.
I think, you know, we were surprised that Geoghegan was playing right back, but he certainly showed himself to be comfortable playing in that position. He's aggressive. He can defend 1v1 very well, and, you know, he has kept Jordan Jones quiet where possible.
O'Donnell in the wrestling match with Crawford. Well, we wondered, Stephen, if David Ferguson, who was only signed yesterday from Motherwell, whether he would come in and slot in at right back, but more of a centre back from your experience.
Well, it is. You know, I think it's just Ian McCall must know him, you know, a little bit better. You know, he's only just been in a couple of days, so maybe just want him time just to settle in and feel his way in. You know, David's got great attributes, good 1v1 defender, plenty of pace. So, but you know, certainly the decision to play Andy Geoghegan has been a good one.
Well, Alan Forrest also on the bench. He would usually be a starter for Ayr United, but took a knock and missed training yesterday. It's cleared by Kirk Broadfoot, who likewise will be operating mainly as a centre-back in Lee McCulloch's back four. Equally astute at right back. So he certainly gives them options. Andy Geoghegan will take the throw for Ayr United. They got the flick on, but now through Jones they can break, and Jones will make it over the halfway line, and Crawford sees an end to that run and no free kick. The cheers come from the home fans. McDade now, he's just gone a little quiet in the last few minutes, and Boyd now concedes the free kick to Michael Moffat.
It's a silly challenge.
Well, and we've seen Ayr causing problems from set plays. Kilmarnock will have to certainly get tighter to Jamie Adams and co. It looked like a man was being held there before Michael Rose fired it well over the top.
Well, there's no doubt he's the threat. You know, he's the one player who they think can cause problems in the box. Stephen O'Donnell does really well, gets his body in between man and ball, and Jamie Adams has to bring him down.
Well, the throw will go Ayr United's way. Paddy Boyle searching out the run of Moffat. Now Crawford looking to shape the ball onto his right foot. And he's got away from his man too, who was fouling him, and the free kick goes against Kirk Broadfoot.
I think John Beaton, quite right, good feet. That little shift there, Broadfoot pulls him back. Not me, ref.
It's just always the wrong side of him, isn't he? You know, he can never get level with him. He's always clawing at him and trying to pull him back. So, excellent play by Robbie Crawford.
Well, Declan McDade, just after a slight delay, will have the opportunity to deliver a teasing ball to the awaiting big man in the middle. It is McDade. He had a go at goal instead, trying to catch Jamie McDonald off guard.
I just wonder whether McDonald felt he should have left that, just by the way he looked back. Just there.
He's probably always drifting wide.
Not time to take any chances, and therein goes the header, and it's Andy Geoghegan who opens the scoring for Ayr United. The League One side lead against their great rivals. It's Ayr United 1, Kilmarnock 0.
Well, they've had the warning, haven't they, from set pieces. Should have scored earlier. Geoghegan gets a free run. It's an easy header. Just has to control the header. Down into the corner. McDonald from that range. Absolutely no chance. Deserved.
Absolutely deserved. I think Ayr United have been the better side in the first half. Chris exactly is right. They've had the warning signs. They've given up free headers in their box. It was Adam Frizzell. He completely switched off. And Andy Geoghegan wasn't going to do what Jamie Allens didn't do. He put it in the back of the net, smashed it in. Fully deserved 1-0.
Kilmarnock's woes on this ground continue for now. They haven't won here since January 1993. 24 years since Ian Porteous scored with a back heel. But as you say, it's been coming. Kilmarnock had the warnings, and this time Andy Geoghegan makes no mistake on his second debut for the club.
I think it's fair to say there is genuine rivalry. You know, there's a dislike between both sets of supporters. Of course, the players sometimes don't get involved and all that, but there's a genuine dislike between these supporters. We can hear the Ayr fans now getting behind their side. One team in Ayrshire, they're singing, "Can Kilmarnock respond?"
And it's also worth noting there are a number of local lads on the pitch, and they will know exactly what this fixture means. And here's Broadfoot. Scott Boyd. McDonald. He'll get a second chance, but the throw will not go his way.
Well, Ian McCall will be delighted to see Geoghegan. You know what Frizzell's doing. Just lets him just drift off him. Free run. Tucked it away well.
Moffat, curling effort. Well, there was a rise of anticipation amongst the home support in the North Terrace here, all standing underneath us as the half-time whistle goes, and it's Andy Geoghegan's goal which separates the two teams. As things stand, Ayr United lead the Ayrshire derby at Somerset Park. At half-time, it's Ayr United 1, Kilmarnock 0. Eight and a half years since Kilmarnock made the trip down the A77 and made a stop off here at Somerset Park. 24 years since their last win. That came back when they were playing in the same division, 92-93. It's only 13 miles between Somerset Park and Rugby Park, but these two, they know each other very well indeed, and they've got 45 minutes of action, possibly more, to go. Remember, in this Betfred Cup group stages, if it does end in a draw, the game will go to penalties. 3 points for a win, 1 for a draw, and then an extra bonus point is on offer if you can win the penalty shootout. There were 12 penalty shootouts in last season's competition. Well, it's as you were for both sides, as Broadfoot aims for Chris Boyd. In comes Stephen O'Donnell. Knocked back by Wilson. So it's Scott Boyd and an early touch for Jamie McDonald. He possibly had a few too many for his liking in that first 45 minutes. Certainly 2 key saves from the goalkeeper. Alan Power turns back to Kirk Broadfoot. Scott Boyd, formerly of Ross County. O'Donnell back to Broadfoot. Nice turn by Rory McKenzie. And he got wrong side of Crawford. And now Frizzell back to McKenzie. It's a brighter start to the second half from Kilmarnock, certainly.
Yeah, we expected a response from Kilmarnock, who were powder puff, you have to say that, in the first half going forward. I'm sure Lee McCulloch read them the right at half-time. Surprised they didn't make changes, Stephen, Kilmarnock?
Well, I think he's just given them the benefit of the doubt. You know, he will have spoken about half-time and said, we have to improve. If they don't improve, you'd expect in the next 5 or 10 minutes they make changes. So I think he's almost just backing his players and trying to give them a little bit of support.
Well, clash there between Waters and Adams.
That's great that they both get up. Wholehearted, little shove in the back there. Both have eyes on the ball. Get on with it.
Here's Wilson, but that is a loose pass. Picked up by Crawford, given away by Moore. And here goes O'Donnell. Wilson's header. Frizzell isn't going to win too many high balls against Jamie Adams. Docherty.
Well, Frizzell's playing more centrally now, with McKenzie playing narrow off the right. They are lopsided, Stephen.
Yeah, it's as if they lack an out-and-out winger in this 11. You know, Dom Thomas is on the bench, for example, who can play either side, but I think Frizzell wants to play in the pitch. McKenzie wants to play in the pitch, so it's almost against their natural instinct where they're playing at this moment in time.
Well, free kick for Ayr United. And it will be Andy Geoghegan, right-footed. It's far too close to Jamie McDonald. And easy for the Kilmarnock goalkeeper. O'Donnell. Michael Rose's header clear. This is McDade. Was certainly a bright spark in the first half. Moffat goes down under Power's challenge. The referee quite happy with proceedings. O'Donnell. Partick Thistle fans will remember him fondly bombing up the right flank at Firhill. And that ball in from Jordan Jones. Well, the foul going Ayr United's way. Chris Boyd clattering into the goalkeeper.
Yes, miscued from Rose. What is he protesting about? Only one arm.
Captain for Kilmarnock. Two-time League Cup winner. No, McDade this time is the man with the foul.
I think he's unlucky. I think he gets wrong side of Jones, just eases him out, uses his body well.
It's a poor free kick. You know, it's just a simple ball up the pitch, and I think Declan McDade, who we've continually spoke about, influencing the game, bright, alive in the game, aware of what's going on. Soft free kick.
Comes the way of Frizzell. And now to Jones. Good position this for Kilmarnock. If Jones can work some of his magic, well, he goes to deck. The away support raise, hopefully. Well, no free kick this time. Rose. Back it goes to McDonald. Lovely touch there by McDade. And back it comes to the winger, but Frizzell has it. It's helter-skelter pace at the moment.
Kilmarnock claiming for a penalty, but John Beaton's in a good position. Jones has dived out. Why no yellow card, Stephen?
I tell you what, but you just think on that contact, Chris, you know, the fact that Geoghegan has left the leg land, it could have been a penalty kick, but you're correct the second one. John Beaton has let a lot of things go tonight, a lot of soft free kicks, and he hasn't brought out yellows.
Well, a change has happened. Lee McCulloch has made his move. Ian Wilson is off. Dominic Thomas is on. He was only signed on Wednesday, and you would have thought they were all, as we said, they were crying out for a winger. Stephen, you called it. Dom Thomas can certainly play down the right-hand side, and here he is.
Listen, Dom's an entertainer. He wants to take men on. He's positive in possession. At times his work ethic going back the pitch is questionable, but certainly 1v1. Very, very good.
The first chance to swing one in, but it's headed clear by Chris Higgins. Thomas on. Rory McKenzie. Back to Thomas. Seen plenty of the ball. His first moments as a Kilmarnock player.
You surprised Stephen Motherwell let Thomas go?
No, I'm not, because he wasn't going to be in the first 11. You know, there's 3 players who play in wide areas who are just ahead of him at this moment in time. And at Dom's age of nearly 21, he needs to go and play first team football. He felt he wanted to leave the club. He said, I don't want to play here anymore, I want to move on. So the club accepted it.
Kilmarnock will hope that Motherwell's loss is their gain and they can get the best out of him. Certainly is a young man with plenty of talent. As down goes another former Motherwell man in the shape of Craig Moore. Hart being closed down there, and the goalkeeper rather sliced his kick out, and McKenzie will have a go, but Hart back in position and down well to hang on to the ball.
Yeah, it wasn't a difficult save at all, really. Wasn't the greatest kick out. Comfortable.
Moffat loses out to Scott Boyd. This is McDade. Frizzell in for Kilmarnock. Michael Rose, who seems to have recovered from that knock at the end of the first half. Craig Moore. Moffat. Crawford's the man trying to get in at the back post, but O'Donnell should be able to be in control of that situation and was pushed by Robbie Crawford.
I think Robbie Crawford knew he wasn't going to go on the ball. Stephen O'Donnell just waiting for the contact, just waiting for that little touch in the back. And quite easily goes over for a soft free kick.
Boyd's header. O'Donnell forward. Clear from Higgins. And Broadfoot certainly had a hold of Moore, but nothing illegal, says John Beaton. Well, Kilmarnock have scored in every single away game in 2017. They'll need one in the next 35 minutes, though, if they're to gain anything from this. And here goes Jones. He looks the most likely to make something happen. Fine challenge, though, to knock it out for a corner kick.
Brilliant from Jones. It's been a good battle on that left-hand side. Good pace. What a tackle that was from Rose.
Well, this is exactly the situation that Ayr United opened the scoring from. Jones looking to replicate it, but it's away by Docherty, and now Moore can be a worry for Kilmarnock on the break. Well, Broadfoot's done really well to keep that alive, goes down, wins the free kick. Well, that's persistence personified.
Just another daft challenge. Broadfoot does well to keep it alive and stays in. Needless challenge.
Great determination, but, you know, silly from Paddy Boyd. A dangerous situation. Kilmarnock are a big side, got to put the ball in the box, so have to be vigilant.
Thomas entrusted with the responsibility. It's a very good one indeed. And knocked over the top by Jamie Adams. He had to get something on this.
Well, it's all about the delivery. Terrific pace into a good area.
I think the questions are, you know, where's the attackers? Why are you not flooding that area? That's a great delivery. You've got to get in the end of it.
And Kilmarnock have their tails up. And this is Frizzell to deliver. Boyd's at the back, but it's not clear. Only as far as Jones, and that's always a danger.
Tell you what, Motherwell letting a player go with that delivery, Stephen.
Yeah. So players are now judged by hitting one free kick.
Oh, I thought it was pretty good. Talented boy.
Well, Brian Gilmore will be coming into the action.
I think Kilmarnock have definitely upped the pace. You know, they've tried to force the issue a little bit more. I still think they have issues that, you know, playing the ball from defence into attack. There has to be a little bit more quality. You can't just throw it up to Chris Boyd and hope he wins it every time. Maybe just sometimes play one extra pass to try and play through midfield.
Well, it looks like Michael Rose hasn't been able to recover from that knock that he got in the first half. And Brian Gilmore will come on. An ankle injury has cost Ayr United one of their centre-backs. And it looks like at the moment, Stephen, that Jamie Adams may just slot into the back four.
Yeah, I think we've seen that Jamie's aggressive, he's good in the air. You know, he's certainly made plenty of tackles tonight, so it'll be seamless for him to go in and play centre-half, and Brian Gilmore will just sit in that midfield in beside Ross Docherty.
McDade does well again. And here is Gilmore out on the left-hand side into Crawford as Ayr United go in search of number 2, and it's hit by Boyle. But again, Jamie McDonald alert at his near post.
A smart save, a save you'd expect McDonald to make. Nice touch there. Good weighted pass back. Now it's Boyle to hit it first time, trying to catch McDonald out on that near post.
Scott Boyd. Broadfoot. It's headed away, but Docherty still had a job to do.
And you just think it's Ayr United now who are struggling to make 2-3 passes. You know, they're getting the ball, they're being put under pressure, they're hooking it clear. They just need to try and make 2 or 3 passes in midfield, get McDade on the ball, get Gilmore on the ball, just to try and take them up the pitch. Because if Craig Moore's isolated against the 2 central defenders, he's not going to win an awful lot.
Well, there's nothing quite like a derby victory to set the tone for your entire season. Ayr United will certainly be targeting promotion back to the Championship.
Well, there is that, but the winners of this game tonight must fancy the chances of topping this group.
Yes, it's Clyde, Annan and Dumbarton, the other teams in the group. Kilmarnock would have started the group as heavy favourites, but Ayr United turning that on its head right now.
One thing, the Kilmarnock centre-halves, they're not the most mobile. I'd like to see Moffat get higher earlier and more, really try and get him behind that Kilmarnock centre-half pairing.
Moffat chasing, O'Donnell back. McDonald clears high into the Ayrshire Night Sky. Friday night football back on BT Sport.
I think it's fair to say that, Lee McCulloch will be frustrated, but, that huge following support behind the goal. Haven't had an awful lot to shout about. Coming here with full of expectation to beat their bitter rivals, but just came up a little bit short so far.
Well, there was certainly a confidence surrounding the club with the appointment of Lee McCulloch to give them some stability, and also the signings that he made. He's been very active in the transfer market, and the chance of 3 or 4 more potentially.
If it's forward areas, spoke about Kilmarnock struggling last season. Why no Samizade yet?
You almost think when you take Chris Boyd out of that front line, you lose all your physical presence, don't you? There's no real target player.
But you also need movement.
O'Donnell into Thomas, and for a moment it just opened up nicely for Dom Thomas. Docherty wins it and was then taken out of the play by Rory McKenzie. Well, you've given him the build-up, Chris. Alex Samizade.
Well, Lee McCulloch said he's going to be a fan's favourite. Not on the bench.
Well, he's joined on loan from Bolton Wanderers. And he's certainly been in and around the club for a while. They had to wait on clearance for him to play, but that has gone through clearly.
I'd hope so.
McKenzie. Now Hart. Boyd closing down. Away by Scott Boyd, and now Alan Power can gather. O'Donnell looks up the line, and he and Dom Thomas looking to form a partnership down that right-hand side for Kilmarnock.
I mean, it does take a little bit of time in pre-season to get your passing range in, to get your eye in for it, but Kilmarnock at times have had a lot of aimless balls forward. Lee McCulloch will demand a lot more, will demand better passes out from the back, just to give them a chance to get up and play. It's been a lot hopeful ones so far, so that will have to improve. It's something we'll want to work on.
Well, they've got a further 3 games in the Betfred Cup before their league campaign starts. That's at home to St Johnstone on August the 5th. The first 4 games at home. Thomas's ball in, away from Adams, the stand-in centre-back.
Wave after wave. Can't get out there.
There's a huge gap between the midfield 4 and the front 2. They're just struggling to get up and close that gap, which has given Kilmarnock those little pockets of space to play in. Thomas is coming in. McKenzie's coming into play in them.
Broadfoot to Thomas. The space, though, closed off. Couldn't find McKenzie. And now Geoghegan, the goal scorer, to McDade, who just flicks it past his man. The ball behind Moore, but he had the appetite to retrieve it. Gilmore. And he looks for Boyle, and that's nicely done. It's Boyle across. The Kilmarnock defence does its job. Best we've seen of Ayr in the second half, really. Docherty loses out, though. Frizzell wins it back for Kilmarnock. So O'Donnell, Adam Frizzell. And Ayr United just beginning to chase their counterparts at the moment. It's Jordan Jones for the byline. Well watched all the way by Andy Geoghegan.
And that all came about. It was a better pass from Stephen O'Donnell, a better pass into midfield, just to open it up the other side.
Jordan Jones to take. Rising was Broadfoot. No joy for Kilmarnock on this occasion. And the clock is ticking. Well, it could be coming on. Looks like it. Alex Samizade is stripped and ready.
If there's ever a night become a fan's favourite, it would be tonight. Big derby, local rivals. Go and take your chance, son.
Well, it's going to be a very attacking change as well, by the looks of it. Alan Power's number is the one that is up. Rory McKenzie can certainly drop further back into that midfield, and Boyd and Samizade will, you would have thought, look to form a partnership.
Yeah, he's got to go for it, hasn't he? 15 minutes left, nothing to lose. Pushing Ayr back.
Broadfoot. Straight out of play.
It looks more like a 4-4-2, doesn't it? You know, Chris Boyd's up there with Samizade, Dom Thomas on the right-hand side, Jordan Jones on the left, so really attacking, but you'd expect that from the Premiership club with 15 or 16 minutes to go. Go and try and force the issue.
Well, Ayr United haven't beaten Kilmarnock since 2001. That came in the League Cup. A memorable night. Penalty shootout. Chris Innes missing the crucial penalty. And it was rapturous scenes then. And certainly 50% of the crowd are enjoying themselves inside Somerset Park this evening. And he's one of them. Really is one of the iconic fixtures in Scottish football. The break of the ball goes Ayer's way, but the pullback couldn't quite make it to Moore. Turned by McDade, and he's then clattered by McKenzie. And again, John Beaton is on the scene quickly.
I tell you, I've been really impressed with McDade. Confident lad, good feet. Just a little bit of respite for Ayr now. He'll take the time with this.
He's got a little bit of guile, hasn't he? You know, McDade, you can see he's confident with the ball. He wants to take it under control. He's trying a little flick. He's certainly been a thorn in the side of Kilmarnock. Always the one willing to go beyond, chase things down, take men on. Really impressive night.
Well, options in the middle, but Ayr United not committing too many forward. It's clipped in, and the header is on target, but straight at McDonald. Samizade for the first opportunity to show what he's made of. And he looks like he gives them a pacey outlet. Frizzell to Thomas. Thomas's ball in, knocked clear. Frizzell to McKenzie. He knows all about this fixture. Now Jones. McKenzie to shoot, closed down by Doherty, and that epitomises the Ayr United effort. They've got a one-goal lead to hang on to, and they've got just over 12 minutes to do so. Frizzell, well, he got away from the Ayr United captain there. It's still Frizzell, and O'Donnell just seemed to get in his way there. Jones. Frizzell. Kilmarnock looking lively. Frizzell again. McDade for company. Challenge coming in from Geoghegan to block off Jones.
There's starting to look leg weary, aren't they, here, United? You know, they're struggling to make tackles, they're falling over, it's taking a wee bit longer to get up. Kilmarnock's fitness now starting to show a little bit more. The sharpness was going on. It's been a long night for Ayr, put a lot of leg work in, starting to suffer a wee bit.
It's whipped in and hoofed clear by Jamie Adams. But Ayr United for now are just camped inside their 18-yard box, and another attack comes from Kilmarnock through Frizzell. Waters into the middle, and it dropped nicely for Thomas. Took a touch on its way through.
There's half a chance as it drops there. Thomas doesn't get a clean enough contact. Well defended.
And it's just beginning to simmer as Jones floats it in. McDade up against Thomas. Frizzell. And Doherty in hard on the challenge. Waters not given the easiest of balls there. Boyd to Broadfoot. Bit of a backs to the wall job for Ayr United for the final 10 minutes. Jones has it. One-on-one with Geoghegan. Jones, it's still Jones! A good save by Jordan Hart.
He's just exposed. Geoghegan a couple of times in this second half, squares him up, gets a shot off, strong hands from the young goalkeeper.
It's relentless right now. It's flicked on by O'Donnell, and Boyd won't catch that one. And respite for Ayr United.
And this is the concern for Ayr United now, that because they're so exposed, they're fatigued, the pace of Jordan Jones, the trickery. McDade has to even more so now try and get back and double up and help him out. Jamie Adams has to try and play a little bit closer to him, because Jordan Jones with his pace and trickery is a huge threat.
Well, they haven't threatened too often, Kilmarnock. Just two on target, but here goes Crawford. He could finish it now. This is brilliant from Robbie Crawford, still going! And denied by Jamie McDonald. It looked like he would waltz through the defence and score the second goal.
An incredible run from Crawford. Would have been a contender for goal of the season this early. Just keeps going and going. Good feet, little shift there.
Absolutely sensational. He's the one that actually wins the ball in midfield. I love his intent, his drive, his energy, just to keep it going, his trickery. But what a save from Jamie McDonald. He's been a busy man tonight.
Well, that's exactly why he is probably the most sought-after man in the United squad. In the meantime, a corner kick. Higgins couldn't get enough purchase on the header. Now it's O'Donnell having to turn back. Crawford doing his job. Thomas away from Doherty. And this is the sort of situation that he will want to find himself in, but the cross is poor in the end. Well, Craig McGuffey looks like the man to perhaps try and see out these final few moments for Ayr United. Ian McCall just waiting before making the change.
He's probably just looking for an injection of energy, you know, somebody who can come on and run about and hassle and try and win the ball and try and carry it up the pitch.
Thomas. Well, 6,417 the attendance watching on as Jordan Jones gets to the byline. Couldn't quite catch out Hart at his near post, but it will be a corner kick. Goalkeeper certainly doesn't agree.
Yeah, Jones has been a threat, hasn't he, this second half? Does it take a deflection across it? I think it does. Didn't look like it went out.
Well, Jones to take, right-footed. It's headed clear, as most of them have been, by the Ayr United defence. Now a chance to burst on for Higgins. Gilmore. A little loose from him, but likewise from Waters.
And it's just now about trying to take a sting out of the game for Ayr United. You know, slow things down when you get a throw in or a free kick. Can you get it up in their half? Can you try and win a free kick? This is where Moffat and Craig Moore become vital. They have to try and hold the ball, get it in as much as they possibly can.
Boyle's throw. And every time the ball goes dead, it's just an opportunity to eat up 15-20 seconds each time. Moore. On the foul given against the striker. Up against Stephen O'Donnell.
Moore just trying to get across O'Donnell. O'Donnell just fends him off.
Well, William Graham is the man to come on for Kilmarnock. So try and salvage something from this. And Ayr United have a corner. As the time ebbs and flows away from Kilmarnock. They're in no hurry. The party beginning to start in the Somerset Road end.
Has to be a short one, Stephen.
I'd be amazed if they put this into the box with any kind of fight. They've got to try and maintain it as much as they possibly can.
Moffat is making his way over to take the short one. We're into the final minute of normal time. Well, the final touch came off Moffat, and Kilmarnock can now scamper and scurry and try to get this ball upfield as quickly as they possibly can. Boyd was fouled. And now Ayr United have to rely on what they've done so well for 89.5 minutes and more. Waters, the left-footed delivery. Goalkeeper came and then went back, and Adams stayed calm and let the ball go. And Ian McCall is getting close to what would be a memorable victory for Ayr United. Lee McCullough's first game in full charge of Kilmarnock is not going according to plan. Adams away. O'Donnell. Scott Boyd. And it's given away. And here comes McDade. Now Moore. And again, the task is run that clock down. There will only be 2 minutes, of which we've had 40 seconds already. It's desperation time for Kilmarnock. And nothing is going their way right now.
He looks shell-shocked, doesn't he? But I think the better team are in front. It's been as simple as that.
Well, what a start to the domestic season it has been. It always promised so much. An Ayrshire derby. And now Moore and Gilmore will just look to further frustrate their nearest and dearest. Again, Moore using that low centre of gravity to protect the ball. 15 seconds for Kilmarnock to do something miraculous, but instead it's with McDade's. Well, that would have been the crowning glory. Long it goes, all eyes on John Beaton. The final whistle has gone. It's a night that will live long in the memory of those Ayr United supporters. Honest men and lasses, oh how they have enjoyed this one, as Andy Geoghegan's winner in the first half has made all the difference. What a start to the Scottish football season. Tonight, Ayrshire belongs to Ayr United. The League One side have beaten their oldest rivals. And what a night it has been to be at Somerset Park. That will go some way to healing the wound of relegation suffered back in May. What a memory for these supporters. These games don't come around very often, but when they do, they are always special. One for Kilmarnock to forget. But Ayr United deserve so much credit for all that they did, and they have taken the 3 points. They have